Okay, what's up, everybody? Hopefully, you know, the autofocus is okay. I think that's better. Is the autofocus going here? Let me see. I'm looking through my camera, so it's gonna be a little bit weird the first video. Let's see if I zoom in on there. Okay, yeah, no, it seems like it's going good. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about two effects pedals today. We're gonna talk about the Texan Twister and then the Demon Bender. I can just put this one over here. Not get my way. And then a size reference, and then also like a little bit of a reference in the video. I have the Cran Full Range Overdrive from Electro Harmonics. This is a great pedal. Like, it's a really good pedal. It's a little bit on the less expensive side, but still is a really good pedal. I mean, it still kicks ass. So it is for the most point. I think I got this one actually more expensive, and they like dropped the price on Black Friday. But I thought I would include this into the video because, you know, it's the same size and I'll be using it for reference while we're talking about certain things. Okay, so yeah, I'll go ahead and set that one off to the side too, and we'll start off and just really get right into it with the Demon Bender. So let's go ahead and talk about this pedal right here, the Demon Bender. Demon Bender. So it is based off of the. I'll put the photos like, you know, while I'm talking, I guess, or whatever in the video, like on the side. It's based off the Tone Bender Mark 1.5, and it uses silicon transistors opposed to germanium. Now, there's a big debate and argument between silicon and germanium, and I'm not going to go down that road. I just know that for this one, for the price point that it's at, I think that's pretty good. I use really good transistors. I check both of them, so they're both gain checked. You know, the first one I'm going to run at like, I think it runs at like 260 HFE, then the second one 430, and you get like a really sonically just fucking beautiful, gorgeous sound, you know? It's not so much about getting with this one like a crazy fuzz, like a you know, if you really want to get like a fuzz lord or something like that, that's just going to be like overpowering. I mean, this one's definitely not it. And I would straight up tell you, it's just not it. This one is going to be more so like for the Jimi Hendrix player that wants like just something that is, I don't know, just sonically rich. Like, it's just very transient. I think that that's a good term to use. I don't know. So yeah, what we got here is the enclosure. I'll go ahead and zoom in on this here. Aluminum enclosure. The knobs I kind of switch up, and the paint I do sometimes too, depending upon order. And then I do the hand screen printing. I love the screen printing. I think that the screen printing is so much nicer than using a printing machine or whatever it is, the UV printing machine, UV 3D printer. I don't know. I think it just turns out so much better. I mean, I don't know why. I really do, really do think that just turns out so much nicer in the end. Because when you do the UV print with the computer or the machine, it's good, but I don't know, when you use it on tactile surfaces like this, or like for instance like this one right here, like it comes out a little bit strangely. I don't know. So I just haven't really been that much of a fan of it. So I've just been going the old route for now. Who knows? Maybe I might change. You know, someone might come up and be like, "Hey, dude, you know, try this out." I'll be like, "Oh shit, yeah, no, you're actually 100% right there." So yeah, let's go ahead and turn this over and take a look at the insides now and start, you know, really plucking away at it. So as you can see, it's hand wired. You know, hand wired, breadboarded. Breadboard for everything, pretty much, or not breadboard, a Variboard for everything that is Mark 2.5 and below. I don't even think there's like any Mark 1s on the market currently. So if you see a Mark 1, you know, grab it, because this is like the third iteration now. So we did Mark 1, Mark 2.5, no, Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 2.5. Yeah, right. And then for the Mark 3s, you know, there's a little bit of debate between me and the little crew about if we're going to go between using, you know, surface mount components. Well, we're going to do a PCB regardless to meet up, you know, with the demand of it all. And if we're going to do surface mount components, like surface mount, you know, like that right there, or through hole, I'm kind of rooting for through hole, as I like the ability to mod and the ability to, like, I don't know, fix and repair. It makes it really nice, especially with this one right here. The repairability on this one is just absolutely outstanding. I mean, this thing can last for a lifetime. You get it, there's a bad part, you literally just flip out the part. It's like, it literally will last a lifetime. And it's a small enclosure too. It's like a really nice sized small enclosure. Did I say I'm talking about the Texan Twister too? Okay, yeah, I think I did. My God, it's late. It's Friday. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and start breaking it down. I guess I'll talk about the structural part. So I really like the way how Damn pedals, how they wire up their pedals. I think that the people that do that as an art form, and it was like a big inspiration for me following them and how they were able to wire up the pedals. And I really wanted to model that with the Mk.2.5 series. And I actually have this one right here. You can even see, like, I've gone full overboard with the way how they, do their modeling. Now this one here, this is a treble booster Trident. I didn't really do a whole lot of these. They're really, really sexy. I was thinking about doing more, but I only did a few for like a select few people. As you can see though, I'll talk about this one for like a quick second. It has a bias pot right here, and then a bias on the outside to get even more of a finer tuner. So you can really flip it between a treble booster and a Diaz Texas Wrangler if you do it right, right? And then you have a gain and all that. But I'm not talking about that one in this video. I'm really gonna more focus on these other two boys. So yeah, the wiring, I like it, okay? And the other thing why I do it this way, like, people are like, why do you have the pad? So first of all, like, the pad on the background sits on the pots. But the reason is because I've tried drilling the holes, and I have not had good experiences with the hole drilling and the screws holding it down. Your foot is going to be hitting these things, and over time, that soft fiberglass or plastic or whatever it is, it's going to crackle, it's going to break, and it's going to, it's not going to last forever. But when you do it this route, like the way how Dam does it, I think that Dam, they actually use Velcro. They use double-sided Velcro, and it lasts for like forever. And some of the things that I figured out is that, I don't know if Dam figured out, is that you take the flap and you can actually flap it over, and you'll block off the sides, and it can actually really nestle in there and not move at all. Like, it literally nestles in there better than one of these. Well, I wouldn't say better. It really depends. And then if you really want to go the extra mile, you nestle it in here, and then you take, oh man, do I have some around me? Okay, no, I don't. You do that, then you take bubble wrap, and then bubble wrap, you put it in here, then it holds it down nice and tidy, and it's like, it's just really good. You get like the whole vintage shebang and like a new modern type pedal. So it's really, really cool stuff going on. And then it really depends upon the jacks. I know for this one I'm using these kinds of jacks. And then this one has the battery plug, which is pretty much standard now on all of them for a majority of the early ones. The battery plug wasn't really like, we didn't really care about the battery plug, but it seems like it's a nice feature to have because there's lots of like old timers that want to use a battery with these things, and I don't blame them because the battery really has this whole entire other texture to it that's like really freaking good. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start talking about the components, right? So, like I said, Demon Bender, it's not a fuzz face, it's Tone Bender. So the components are a little bit different, but it pretty much is at face value a fuzz face. So right here, this first cap, one of the strange things is that this first cap is bumped up from I believe a 2.2 UF. So backtrack, Analog Man, they go down. They go down to 1 UF. In this one, they go up to 5 UF. And the 5 UF, I really dig it, man. It's like it has this really just fucking good nature. It just really smooths it out. Especially if you're going to be crunching with gain and stuff, it just does something. I don't understand why. So that one right there, that goes up to 5. And then 33K, this one goes up to 470 right there. So you're kind of getting like a little bit less voltage, right? And then what is that, 100K? And then this is pretty much the same, 8.2K. So 8.2K, Analog Man on theirs, on the Sun Face, they roll that, I think, at like 7.9K right there, so like a little bit more hotter. It's pretty good. Yeah, no, it's definitely like a dig-worthy tone. And then I use these old transistors. I got a lot of them from like way back, way back, the 90s. And it's the BC337s, and they just sound to die for. Okay, so I gotta go like backtrack for a minute here, alright? So before I even did pedals, long ago, I did one pedal for a dude at a gig, and I was going through a ton of pedals, or a ton of transistors, and there was like 2N3904s, right? Those are really, really common. Did I just butcher that? Did I say that right? 2N3904. I want to make sure that I have. And then you have like, okay, the 2N, you have that one. You have the 2N3906. You have a ton of other options out there. And really, like, I've tried them all at this point. And what it comes down to is the original BC108, right? The ones that are on the original fuzz face that Hendrix used. The BC108s, the BC182s, BC183, BC182L, right? Isn't that one of them? Actually, I'm just going to generalize it. So, yeah, BC108, BC182, BC183, and then the BC337s. And also you can include into that mix the BC558. And let me make sure, because the BC558 is actually, I'm pretty sure it's PMP, right? Yeah, it is. It's PMP. So those ones have some weird sonic capabilities that I have yet to understand or explain. They just sound like more dynamically enriching, and when you have a Marshall 100 watt just like blaring, it gets very strange. I don't understand why it sounds so fucking good. Like, I don't know, I'm having a rough time getting and understand. I don't really think that a whole lot of people really get it too, like how these transistors and some sound better when really the properties and the values, it's like really not that far off from each other, but it's just different. I don't get it. So yeah, they're in there underneath the wires. You see there, yeah, you can kind of see them a little bit. Gain stage correctly. So the first one, I'll typically run lower, 260, and then I think I already said this. Yeah, I run the lower one, 260, and then the upper one, or the second, about 430. But what I've been finding out is that if you run both at 430, it sounds so good, so good. But I know too that if you run, I think everybody knows this, you run the first one higher than the second one lower, it's just gonna sound like shit. So you have to do either the first one lower, second one higher, or they're both high. And I might be flipping that up, I'm not sure, it's really late right now. Okay, so yeah, there's that. And then we have, let's see what else is there. Yeah, we just got like a regular switch there. Although I don't know what's going on with these switches, because this switch, it's like really smooth. And then this switch right here, it appears to be the same. This one's like really like hard to get down. So I don't know what's going on there. I mean, this switch is definitely better. I definitely paid more for this one, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure I paid more for this switch than that whole pedal even costs. So, there's that. And then I use these right here, which I'm kind of digging. I'm kind of like, I don't know, I like the look of it. I think it's like unique with like the black and like the chrome, but I don't know, I'll see if those are gonna stay and whatnot. And then of course hand wired to it. And then we got a 9-volt battery right there. So really cool stuff. Oh, and then the volume pot in these ones are 100K, 100KL. So 100KL, 1K. And then I also have the 470 picofarad capacitor right there to block out radio stations and whatnot, and that does fucking wonders. Sorry, I don't mean to swear. It does fucking wonders. Okay, absolutely must have. If you're building a fuzz pedal, on the input, take a 470 picofarad capacitor and tie it off to ground. And I swear to God, you'll thank me later. Okay, so yeah, there's that. Just a simple, great circuit, man. Like, it's just a freaking good pedal. I mean, it's just an all-rounder. I mean, it's hand wired. It's a banger, dude. You can just like throw this thing into your sack of stuff, whip it out, get clicking away, and just start rocking out. It's really just fun. Yeah. Okay, so this bad boy, we're done here. Moving on to the Texan Twister, or for this one right here, and then. Oh yeah, so for all the pedals, sometimes I like to do custom paint jobs. I love doing custom paint jobs. I am getting really good at it, slowly better every single day. So let's go ahead and talk about this one now. This one is definitely unique because it's not original, but the way how it is designed is a little bit somewhat original. I don't know if that made any sense. That probably made no sense. Okay, I'm sorry. So Diaz Texas Wrangler, an absolute phenomenal pedal. And also there's another one that's going around that was really popular for a quick minute. I think it's still super, super popular. My goodness, I can't think of it right now, but it's done by the dude in England. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. No, it's not coming to me. Okay, damn it. Well, I'll talk about this one. So now there's a few things here, all right? So I found out a few things which was very interesting when designing a Diaz Texas Ranger, because you have to start off there first, and then you have to move in and do your own mods and do your own, uniqueness and stuff. So something very strange that I noticed when doing these is that the capacitors really matter in this. That being said, like, the input and the output capacitor are so important on this one that it is really strange. I don't get it. I tried using a film for the input and the output, and then I learned that the film would, kind of just make it into a regular boost pedal. But when you use the ceramic capacitors on the input and the output, you get this very unusual... Wait. Texan Twing. It was the Texan Twing. My goodness, God gracious. Okay, yeah. So when you use a ceramic, you get this very weird twing. And I actually looked up the Texan Twing, the wiring on the inside, and it seems like the smart effers over there also figured that out. That you have to use ceramic capacitors on the input and the output caps, and then you get that twing sound. So that's necessary. And then also on this one, you have to really go through the transistors, and it's very weird because you're actually not going to be searching for a high gain one. You're actually going to be searching for a low gain transistor in this one. And then you really get this very beautiful, round, punchy kind of sound. And I think that this isn't really focusing properly. I think that's a decent focus. Okay, yeah. So it is. It's a treble booster, basically. And you get this really great sound. So this is where this pedal differs, right? As you can see, I don't feel like flipping this one over. So as you can see, like on this one here, right? So you have the boost and then the gain. Oop. My goodness gracious. Sorry about this, everybody. Okay. I have to learn how to use a camera. So you got boost and then gain, right? So typically, you would just have on the Diaz Texas Wrangler and also the Texan. Okay, hold up. Texan Twing. On the Texan Twing and Diaz Texas Wrangler, and of course mine is the Texan Twister. So both of those two are the same. The guy that made the Texan Twister, he pretty much copied it. And I didn't really jive with it. Like, I could have done that, but the thing is that there's a certain setting that you just have to set the pedal to, and it's Stevie Ray Vaughan every single time. Like, there's no need to have the selector switch in there when you just can do that. I'd rather have a better functionality to take that position. So instead, I put a gain knob. And what the gain knob does is it basically, it separates this capacitor right here, right? So the gain cap, that's pretty hilarious. The gain cap. Okay. So the gain capacitor is 33 UF, right? And basically, you just separate it with a 1K pot to ground, and you'll have adjustable gain. Very, very simple. And it's just like it's using fuzz and all types of metals. And it's a lot more versatile when you do it that way, because then this becomes a full-on range boost, and you have a lot more options there. And it just sounds absolutely to die for. And as you can see, this one's an earlier one too, because if you notice, I don't have the what this one has. It doesn't have the battery thing, which honestly, like, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. But like when you're dealing with like the boutique stuff, like, yeah, you're gonna want to have a battery cap. And I found that out. Like, I found that out because somebody was bitching at me. I remember they sent me like an email. They're like, dude, you can't send this to someone and not have a battery pack. He's like, are you fucking retarded? And I'm like, you know what, yeah, let's go ahead and go back to the drawing board. I think that your statement is pretty damn good. So let's go ahead and fix that up. So now it absolutely has to have a battery pack because it's just how it is, man. It's just how the boutique market is. So yeah, very neat stuff. Very, very, very neat stuff. I really recommend, out of the two, this one is less expensive. This one is $169.99, and you get the whole hand wired. Now the painting on the website is white. You can do black painting if you want. Yeah, you can do black painting if you want. You know, just send me a message or an email. Be like, hey, like, can you do this color? And I can send you an option with some colors. And I'll be like, yo, I got like this color, you know, because honestly, it's cool. I like doing the customizable jobs. Like typically when you place an order, I'll send a message out to you and be like, yo, do you want this? Because now I'm trying to expand more into like the, you know, into the marketplace of online sales and whatnot, which is, you know, lots of fun. So, yep. All right. This guy and this guy, very cool. And then I'm gonna go into a video clip of, you know, how they sound. Or I think I might have to do a part 2 because this is already really long. So yeah, I might have to go into a part 2. And I'm holding the camera and my wrist feels weird. Okay.